Hey, what's up, guys? So recently I've been wanting to do the Terminus Easter egg, so naturally, of course, like I'm sure many others did, I initially went to YouTube, look up a guide, try to follow that, but obviously because the guides are like just out as soon as the Easter egg was like sort of solved or whatever, there is like a few kind of bits of like misinformation out there, so I kind of thought I should just make my own video where, you know, everything is like, well, most of everything should be completely accurate and not have like random steps where you're trying to do something where it's not actually true. So yeah, let's just get right into it. So first things first, when you load in the map, you're obviously just going to want to turn on the power and get your pack-a-punch activated, and then once you do that, you'll actually be able to start the rest of the steps for the Easter egg. So obviously, just for getting all these power things turned on and getting the pack-a-punch activated, you just really just follow the map. It has the objective things for you to tell you where to go. Just the 3 devices, activate them, defend them, then swim down in the water, turn on the pack-a-punch, or lift the elevator for the pack-a-punch, and then you're good to go. So once you've got your power on, pack-a-punch available, next thing you want to do is you want to get Deadwire ammo mod on your gun for this next step to open up the little lab for one of the parts to create your free wonder weapon. So once you've got your Deadwire ammo mod, you want to get onto the pack-a-punch lift. I did this actually backwards. You can do it this way, but ideally you want to be going from bottom to up. You just shoot these 3 power boxes as you see me doing in this video. Second last one, and now the last one, and this door should open. And then once you go into this room, you kill the zombie on the floor and pick up the item that he drops. Once you've got that lab opened up, you want to turn on these 3 laptops around the map. One outside of Quick Revive, another outside of where Stamina Up is, and another around the corner from Deadshot Daiquiri. Once you've turned on all the laptops, you want to come over to this briefcase inside this like tower room and open it up to grab this little item. So once you get the item, you want to bring it back to that lab you opened up earlier and to interact with this machine. You'll be greeted with some lovely algebra, which really isn't too hard. I know some people recommend to spend 5k points over at Peck to bribe him, so that he just gives you the 3 numbers anyway, but I suggest just doing the algebra, as when you're interacting with this machine, zombies won't actually attack you, so you have plenty of time to figure it out, and it'll also save you a nifty 5,000 points. So just like look at the sticky notes and match the letters to the symbols on the whiteboard to figure out their values. Every match's symbols will be different, but the actual equations remain the same. So if you want me to create some sort of like spreadsheet where you can just input the values for X, Y, Z and have the equation solved for you, let me know in the comments. So if we just look at what I had, we can see that X is 21, Y is 11, Z is 22. I usually just note this down on my other monitor. But so looking at the first equation, 2x plus 11, if x is 21, then it's 42 plus 11, which is 53. Second equation, 2z plus y minus 5, if z is 22 and y is 11, then it's 44 plus 11, which is 55, minus 5 is 50. And lastly, we have y plus z minus x, so 11 plus 22 minus 21, which is 12. And then once you've input the 3 numbers correctly, the machine will show a little map, and you'll need to then advance to the next round to be able to pick the item back up from the machine. So the machine will show like a little map and tell you where to go, but it's actually the same in every single time you do this. So I'm going to put a little image up on the screen which will just tell you basically the order that you want to go to on these different islands. So like obviously 1, 2 and 3, it'll be blue, green, purple, doesn't really matter the colors, but you just want to go around to these islands and put your item into the orb, and then the orb will then like shoot out and target a zombie and make it the same color as whatever you're doing at the minute. You want to just kill that zombie either beside the orb or wherever, and then it'll drop a thing, an orb, and you want to pick it up and bring it to the orb. Lots of orbs going on. But yeah, you basically want to do that like 2 times on each island. Once you do it on the first island, you'll see the orb lift up and move to the next island. Just go over there, do the same thing again, and then do the same thing on the 3rd island. You also want to make sure that every time you've finished one of these orbs, you pick up your item again before you go to the next island. Once you've done it on the 3rd island, the purple one, your screen will like flash and it'll drop a item, which is the last item that you need to go and craft your wonder weapon back in the lab. Now once you've got your wonder weapon, a lot of people seem to think that you need a pack-a-punch it for this next step, but you just don't. I'm not sure where that came from, but yeah, so you want to go around the map and find the tentacle trap, which is like damaged, and there should be a key card below it. There's 4 different traps, 2 down where Pack-a-Punch is at each of the cave entrances, 1 side jug, and the last one is like in the spawn area. So just like, you can keep an eye out while you're going through the map. Remember just which one it is. It'll be damaged, there'll be a key card on the ground, and then you want to go over to it, activate the trap, and just shoot it with your wonder weapon with the laser, and then it'll drop a little item that you have to pick up. So you want to bring this item over to pack and put it in this little deposit box, and then you're going to want to look around the map for 3 different numbers, which the first one is going to be just down the steps to where Quick Revive is. You want to look at this clock inside the jail cell to where the hour hand is. So for me, the hour hand is just after 2, so the first number is 2. You want to then come down to this like cafeteria area and look at this board. There'll be a playing card, so for me there's an ace, which is obviously 1. And then come straight ahead into this engineering area and look at days without injury, -3, so my 3 numbers were 2, 1 and 3. So once you get your 3 numbers, you want to go down to the middle of the underground area. There'll be a keypad, you just interact with it, a little bit of roleplay with this guy called Nathan. We'll start talking jibber jabber or whatever, and once he's done, you can then input the code. After you put the code in, if you're playing solo, just interact with one of these valves. If you're playing in a group, however many people will all have to interact with a different valve at the same time, and this will start a little like boss fight, mini boss fight sorta. You just want to kill Nathan, fuck his shit up, and once he's dead, there'll be another cutscene. Watch it, skip it, doesn't matter. Afterwards, just jump into the water and pick up this item. It's always in the same spot, just like to the right of where Pack-a-Punch is. So once you've got your key card, you want to make your way over to the middle underneath of the shipwreck, where there'll be a little ladder you can climb up to into this hatch. There'll be 2 items on the bench. Pick one up and it'll start a little intermission. Just fend off the horde. When it's done, you'll get a max ammo and the hatch will open up again. You'll want to then bring this item over to one of 3 areas on the map where there is a disconnect in a pipe. There is one at Crab Island, another one underneath the tower in the main middle place, and another one beside the speed cola machine. So it's just different. 2 of them out of the 3 will have a disconnect where you'll need to use both items to replace it. So it's just going to be based on whatever your current match is. Just take a look around and see which ones actually need replaced and do that. Also, obviously, if you're playing in solo, you'll have to make a second trip back to the ship to pick up the other item. So once you've repaired the 2 bits of pipe, you'll need to go back over to Peck and just interact with him. After 5 to 10 seconds or whatever, he'll give you an item through that little deposit box. It's a hacking device which you'll then use to go down to 3 different satellites around the map in the water. I'll put a map up on the screen marking just where they're at and which order you should go through to be like mostly optimized. Once you activate the first one, you'll then have 2 minutes to do the other 2. It's plenty of times, really nothing to worry about. Once you've hacked the 3rd and last one, your screen will flash and you'll need to make your way back to the underground area where Pack-a-Punch is. There's going to be 3 bombs for you to defuse in 5 minutes. There's going to be 2, one on either side of where Melee Macchiato is, and then the 3rd one is above Melee Macchiato on the floor above it. You have 5 minutes to defuse these, and your progress when defusing one will save for a period of time. I'm not sure exactly how long. So if you're struggling with it in solo, you can like run over, start to defuse one, get it like 30 to 50% of the way. If you start getting hit, run to the next one and start defusing it, run to the next one, start defusing it, and just sort of like loop around and do it that way. That's just mainly for solo, it makes it a lot easier. So once you finish defusing the last bomb, your screen is going to flash and you now have access to just starting the boss fight. But I would recommend before going in, you would use this time to get any necessary upgrades that you might need if you're not already prepared. For example, any perks you're missing, if you need to upgrade your weapon, maybe some gobble gums, or what I like to get is a chopper gunner prepared for it for the last phase, because it makes it like really easy. So once you feel like you're sufficiently prepared enough to smack this boss's ass, you want to come and interact with this white door that's not going to be open to the left of Millie Macchiato, and this is going to initiate the final boss fight. As for the boss fight, he's going to have a few different phases. So in this first phase, you're going to be shooting the spores on like his like chest, shoulder area. For me, with these weapons, it didn't seem like it was actually doing any extra damage, so I'm not too sure what that was about, but it will later on in the different phases. So you just want to like keep dodging the slam. I spent pretty much the entire boss fight just going between these two little like bits of machinery in the corners to hide behind, because you're safe behind them from the slam, and there's other abilities later on. So pretty much like between nearly every slam, I'll just like run between and just shoot and hide to the next corner. So once you've done enough damage to him, he'll enter into the next phase. He'll like submerge, become immune, and during this time you'll just want to like stay alive, you know, kill things, kill the tentacles. After a certain amount of time, he'll come back up, and his new weak point will be his little mouth hole. So that's where you want to be focusing your fire for the time being. Just continue to keep dodging the slams and staying alive. After you're finished with his mouth hole, you'll see the spores on his two tentacles sort of grow out, and those will be his new weak spot, and you just want to just like focus fire on those and break them. After a certain amount of damage, they'll break one tentacle, go to the next tentacle, break it. After you break both set of spores on each tentacle, he'll be ready to receive into his mouth hole again, so just continue firing away until he enters the next phase. And just once again in the intermission when he's submerged, just keep yourself alive, kill any zombies, kill his tentacles, and wait for him to come back up. So once he comes up again, this is going to be his final phase, where he'll start to charge up a big Rasengan, and anytime he does this, you want to make sure you're behind cover or you're going to get one shot. Something I like to do in this last phase is just get behind cover and activate a chopper gunner and just lay into him for the full duration of that chopper gunner. You can almost kill him. You can almost skip this last phase. He'll maybe have a little bit of health left. Probably depends on the round or whatever. I've never tested it on different rounds. But yeah, just use a chopper gunner. He's going to be pretty low, and then just same strategy as before when he's doing slams or when he's doing his Rasengan. You just want to be hiding behind cover, and other than that, just keep shooting into him. His new weak spot will be his little blue eyeballs. And once the boss's health hits a 0, congratulations, you have officially finished the Terminus Easter egg. You're gonna be ported out back into spawn and get some nice goodies, some points, legendary weapons, power-ups, Pack-a-Punch crystals, whatever. So if you found this guide helpful, then I would really appreciate it if you left a like on the video. And if you want to see more content like this, guides, just general COD videos, camo grinds, whatever, make sure to subscribe. And if you have any video suggestions that you want me to actually do, then feel free to leave a comment in the comment section. I was about to say description, but that's not correct. But yeah, just leave a comment down below. And yeah, have a good day.